welcome to Clarity Design. This is the process we use for rendering the information inside Maya to make the images that we will turn into a video. So I'm just going to run through the process very quickly. Okay, so when you open Maya, obviously you've done some single frame rendering before over here using this icon. It's always a good idea to check that what you're rendering is exactly what you think you're going to render before you start a batch render and waste some time. So it's a good idea to pick some various points throughout the animation and to make sure it's correct. To have a look at your frame to see what is inside the frame of shot, you can do that by going to the camera settings here, and you can switch on different elements so that you can see that there. I've got resolution gate switched on at the moment, so you can see the resolution inside the screen there. Now what we need to do is go to this options box with the dots here, and we're going to set up our options inside here. Just drag that to the top screen. So inside here I'm going to only focus on the common bit. If you've been using a smooth tool or some advanced features like indirect lighting, you'll have to render in Mental Ray. If not, then you'll be rendering in Maya software, and Maya software has a very simple setup. You can click on production quality, highest quality, and that's going to sort you out. You might, if you've got any reflection switched on, want to switch on ray tracing, but apart from that, it's very simple to set up. In terms of the common tab, first thing we need to do is set up this project so that it's going to the right. If they've added edit, change project image directory, which means you can set up where you want to save. There it is. You can set up where you want to save your file to. Click on new, click on the folder, and it's basically setting up a new project file for you, or new project folder for you, and you can choose where you want it to go. In this case, I've chosen to put it into Clarity Design inside there, and it's going to set up everything for me. Click accept. That's the first bit set up, so we know it's going to the right place. Now it's important that we know that, because we're going to need to find those images in a little bit. Down here it says what the file name is going to be, and this is what we want it to see. We want to see a TJ at the end, we want then the dot, we want to have the numbers before the TGA. Now the TGA is the file type that's set in image format here. We don't need to put any extra prefix in there, and we want to select one of the two options at the bottom of this list. Okay, the name hash indicating number dot extension or underscore dot number dot extension. Okay, either of those two. We do not want to have it so that the number comes last, because then the computer will struggle to work out what kind of file it is. Okay, so we want to have it in that way around. Frame padding is set to 4 at the moment. Doesn't need to be. Frame padding is the number of zeros that are attached to the file name. So if I reduce it here, you can see the frame padding is going down. So you can set it up so that there's always a 0 in front. That again helps to keep the files in the correct order. I've set up the start frame and the end frame just by typing in which the end frame is, and if I'd got a partial render which had been successful and for some reason it had stopped, I could change the start frame to say 25, which was my last complete frame, and continue rendering to 40. So if we ever have a crash, we can do that. The reason we can do that is because we're not rendering out as an AVI. Instead we're rendering out as TGA images, which are going to turn into a movie in a short while. In renderable camera, you can add your camera. You may have more than one camera, and you can add renderable cameras so that it does more than one at once if you wish. To get rid of them, just click on the trash button, or to add more, just click on the bottom one and go to add renderable camera to add another. I'm going to get rid of that one because I just want the perspective. In presets, I've set it to HD 1080, which is a really good choice for us. But you could choose to reduce that if you've got a particularly slow computer and you're working at home. Don't reduce it too far though. If you take it down to below, if you're going down to 640 by 480, this resolution is going to be a little bit small for you, so you don't really want that. Having gone down the list, we're happy everything is set up correctly. We can close that down. There are no other options that we need to work on. Just check that. Yeah, no other options we need to work on, so we can close that. It's saved with the file, so if I go file, save scene, that's going to sort it out for me. So I'll save a copy of that, and then I'm ready to go to render. So I'm going to rendering, render, batch render, and just click on it there and it will start the render process. I'm not going to do that now because I've already done it. If you see down here that it will start rendering. You'll start seeing a percentage sign counting up for each frame. When the frame is done, it will move to 0 again and start the next frame. When the render is completed, it will say it in this bottom bar box here, so that you know it's finished. Actually ready to leave Maya now, and we're ready to go to After Effects or Virtual Dub. Now, After Effects is what we have in school, so we can use this. I'll show you this now, but if you don't have After Effects at home, you can use Virtual Dub to do the same thing. Click on Downloads, go to Virtual Dub at SourceForge, and this will enable you to do the same process. Not quite as nicely, but it works really well. I've never had a problem with it. So inside After Effects, you can close down the initial menu. We don't want to make a new composition. That's going to happen automatically in a second. Instead, what you want to do is double click on this area here, and you want to go and find that folder where you saved your images. In this case, it's inside Images here, and I'm going to pick the first one up. Not all of them, just the first one. Leave it as footage, force alphabetical order, and click Open. That will import all of the images that you have. It pops up with this option box which says straight unmatted. You want to click OK, and then we're going to drag this, which has just appeared, it's just a stacked pile of images. We're going to drag that down into this a work area, and that's going to make a composition for us. The composition will be the correct size, it will be the HD size, and it will be the correct length, so we don't need to muck about with any settings. From there, all we need to do is render it as a movie. So I'm going to go Make Movie. On the Mac, this will pop up a option box, but here you need to click Output Module. If you're on a PC, you want to change it. Just waiting for that to pop up on the bottom screen here. You want to change it so it's not an AVI, because that's going to be a really big file. We want to go to QuickTime, and we're going to go to Format Options, and again that's popped up on the bottom screen. And Format Options we want to make sure are H.264. Okay, H.264. Click OK. We've got no audio, so we click OK, and then we hit the render button, and that will make the movie. When the orange bar gets to the top, over here, then the movie is finished, and we will have everything we need to start uploading our work back to the cloud where we store it. Thank you very much.